Good evening. Hello, everybody. Tony, that's not nice. That is not nice at all. Welcome to another edition of She Loves Thee SWAC Saturdays on a Tuesday. I am your host, none other than SheLovesThee. And we're going to have a good night tonight. All right. We're going to have a good night tonight. Y'all welcome to the chat, Merlin. I was getting ready to put him on a milk carton because he was missing for so long. I was getting ready to put Merlin on a milk carton. I really was. So I'm excited about tonight's show because I know that folks are going to go. We're going to have a special guest here. Hopefully Mr. Ford comes and, we talk about it. We talk about the elephant in the room, the breaking news that came out today. But first, before I do that, let's talk about some things that are like HBCU related, but that, don't necessarily deal with the SWAC. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was Charleston White. He was invited to speak at Tougaloo College. And just ignorance, all ignorance. But we're going to get into it because, you have to draw a line. We have HBCU content creators. Then you just have regular content creators. And sometimes education overlaps, with students and stuff like that, and wanting to be hip and stuff like that. You might bring people to speak at your university, but sometimes if a person acts ignorant, you've seen them act ignorant. Do you think that they're going to all of a sudden change because they're at Tougaloo or at an HBCU? No, they're not going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and play a little excerpt of it. You're going to have to excuse the language, but this is when cloud chasing goes all the way wrong. All the way wrong. Once again, I'm going to apologize ahead of time for the language, but we all grown in here, and Braxton is asleep.
But why are you here? I went to a white school. And you're now at an HBCU talking a black kid. About an HBCU. Well, why are you here?
Because they brought me here by mistake.
Your people.
People. I don't give a damn about my
But what was your purpose?
This educated nigga talking street talk, criminal talk.
But why are you here?
I went to a white school. Each other. Why? Because all they gonna do is argue.
Why would you go to an HBCU? Promote black education.
Lord, let me see if I can find the original post as to why they were even saying that in the first place.
Why? Because all they gonna do is argue and squabble. When they get through arguing, squabbling, and debating,
so what happened is basically, from what I gather, is that he was speaking about how, you know, HBCUs don't look out for the Black community. I'm gonna share. This is what basically upset a lot of people.
With each other. Why? Because all they gonna do is argue and squabble. When they get through arguing, squabbling, and debating, they ain't gonna build nothing. They're not gonna produce nothing. They're not gonna manufacture nothing. They're not gonna create nothing. So why you talk to black people? Get some goddamn money. Damn about my people. The white fuck about.
Did you see how the kids are kind of like just following him all around campus, you know, trying to get a clip? So I will say this, which is why a lot of HBCUs kind of was like, okay, Charleston's okay, which he was still ignorant, not somebody that you necessarily would want wearing your brand. And Charleston White spoke out against Dion and basically all the powers that be when Dion made some like statements against Jackson State and other HBCUs. He basically kind of like stood up for Jackson State and said, you know, if it wasn't for Jackson State, you know, Dion wouldn't have a job, and he shouldn't, you know, he shouldn't be doing that. And basically saying, you know, they're using Dion. But this is a picture of Charleston White in Jackson State attire. I'm talking about Jackson State down. Hopefully they delete this picture, because what? It's kind of embarrassing when you think about it. So it just shows that he's really basically a grifter, right? So whatever he feels like is going to make the most wave is going to have an effect on, you know, he's kind of like a grifter slash making, like, I'm going to go ahead and take the stance that I feel is going to cause the most commotion. Okay. And that's why sometimes, like, those type of people should not be in our spaces, especially somebody like Charleston White, because he'll make a statement and then everybody will just hop on and say, yeah, Charleston White is right, just because he has a following. I have to be careful of those type of people, because they don't care about how HBCs look. Their only objective is to basically profit off of HBCUs. And I do not know who invited him. I'm not, I don't have any of those details for, you know, I just don't have those types of details. But that is a grifter, an interloper, an ignorance to the highest power. And he just says whatever he feels like. Now, I will say this, a clock can strike right twice a day, right? a wrong clock. So sometimes Charleston does hit things on the head, but he's also used sprinkles in ignorance, and then he'll just say whatever he feels like. So Tougaloo released a statement, which here's my thing about Tougaloo releasing a statement and trying to cover their behind in terms of how this particular event could have taken place. Tougaloo is a smaller college. I want to say you have to like drive through gates in order to get on campus. It's not like an open campus where you can just walk in there. So my question would probably be which professor or group or club approved for it to happen, because it did not happen just out of thin air. So he didn't come on campus without people knowing that he was on there, and it looked like it was set up in a way. Now, I will say this, college campuses do have speakers come on to campus with differing views. I know not necessarily at HBCUs, but at PWIs, they bring controversial speakers all the time. Like, and the students will protest the speakers and they'll still come on campus. Conservatives, all types of different people that come on campus that are invited. And so I'm going to say that this is not necessarily like something that is not normal, because they do that at college campuses. But with HBCUs and the amount of disrespect that went along, yes, and they paid him. So I'm going to read this particular statement. Today's Chat and Chew Co-op event, which means this is something that's probably been done before, hosted by the Office of Student Connections and Community Outreach, was designed to explore academic perspectives on criminalization, surveillance, and silence within hip-hop discourse. Inflammatory remarks about HBCUs and other remarks about individuals and groups were made by one of the speakers during and after the event. While the college respects First Amendment rights of individuals to express themselves, the college does not condone disparaging remarks made about individuals or institutions. Preliminary review of the approval process for campus events indicate that the approval process for this event was not followed. Yeah, I'm not buying that. Like, I feel like this is kind of like a I'm going to cover my ass type of statement. The Chat and Chew Co-op, that's probably not something, it's something that they probably do often on campus. An attempt to gain approval for space for the event was administratively denied on Friday, September 6th. This administration was made aware of the program had actually taken place without approval upon the program's conclusion. So the college will take appropriate action upon the conclusion of its investigation. Tougaloo College proudly stands as an HBCU with a legacy rooted in excellence, resilience, and social justice. We do not condone hate speech or rhetoric that undermines the dignity of our institution or our constituencies. We remain committed to creating spaces where difficult conversations can occur with integrity, accountability, and care. Be assured that we continue to investigate this matter. The proper disciplinary action will be taken. That's President Donzelli, Dr. Donzelli. And it was actually kind of like very disrespectful. If anybody knows the history of Tougaloo, I know Orangey SWAC Sports, he posted some information about the Tougaloo 9. And so for him to be so disrespectful at Tougaloo, he wouldn't have done it at Jackson State. That's all I'm gonna say. Come over here to 1400 J.R. Lynch Street and try that. You're gonna be like Lil Wayne, laid out on the plaza. 1400 J.R. Lynch Street and see what happens. Why you didn't come to 1400 J.R. Lynch Street? Hey, Mr. Ford.
Hey, how you do? Can you hear me?
Yes, how you doing?
All right. How's it going?
Good. Miss Mary Smith is saying hi, Mr. Ford.
Hey, Miss Mary. Okay, is Brandy on here? Is hey,
No.
is Brandy? Hey, Brandy. How about Miss Whitley? Hey, Miss Whitley.
Yes, she's here.
What about Dr. Kanisha?
She's not here yet.
Okay, Dr. Kanisha's not here. Okay, hey everybody. Hey everybody. I was down there watching it was the Indiana Fever and
Sky, the Chicago Sky.
no, I thought it was the Lynx. What the
Oh,
Indiana
okay.
Fever is winning pretty good. They looking good without Caitlin.
Without Chris, Caitlin.
Yeah, without Caitlin, them two guards they got, they the truth.
Okay, give me a second, Mr. Ford, because folks want to
Okay.
play bingo tonight because they
Okay.
already know what's up.
Okay.
And then I already said about 3 or 4 bingo posts. So, I'm going to put the bingo card up here so you guys could take a picture. Let me see if I can get it up here. Mr. Ford,
Yeah.
how you been?
I've been all right. I saw you. Was it TikTok? I saw it. You reported that Southern has made Fred McNair.
Mr. Ford, that is you can't
Was
talk
that?
about that right now. That's we're doing preliminary stuff.
Oh, okay, okay. I was at school and I saw it.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
glad you saw it though. You trying to get
Yeah.
right on to it. I wanted to talk a little bit. Can you share a little bit about I'm gonna ask people to take a screenshot of the bingo card, but can you talk a little bit about the Tougaloo 9? There was a man that went on campus. His name is Charleston White, and he made some derogatory remarks about HBCUs. He's just ignorant. And he made the statement that HBCUs don't care about the community and Black people and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Now, listen,
And so,
I've been listening to him for some years. Now, let me just say this to y'all. Okay, it's real simple. Let me state this briefly. He makes some of his points are valid, but that guy's an ungodly type person. He's a false prophet. You have to, ain't nothing godly about that guy. And for y'all that want to follow him, go ahead on so he can lead you in a ditch. Because I've listened to him. I've heard him before. But like I told you,
lead us into a ditch.
yeah, that's the kind of person he is. He'll lead you right into a ditch. Because I'm telling you, I've listened to him. There's nothing godly about that guy. That ain't nothing scriptural. Like I said, now he makes some valid points sometime, but a lot of that stuff is crazy. I mean, I've heard him. I've heard him. But now let me say this now. People get mad with me about this, but you got to realize now, 66% of our people belong to Satan. And so they're gonna follow behind people like Charleston White. 33% of our
They're gonna follow behind interlopers, Mr. Ford.
yeah. See, you got to realize, 33% of our people, 1/3 of our people are righteous people. 2/3 of our people are unrighteous people. And I'm telling you, they belong to Satan and they worship Satan. Okay. And so that's what Charleston White, he puts that slop, that mess out there, and then that 66%, they eat that up. And ain't nothing we can do about that. Ain't nothing we can do about that.
So Orangey, he basically put this on his page, and I thought I would share it as well, which is the Tougaloo 9. They were 9 students who in 1961, while undergraduates at Tougaloo College, staged sit-ins at the all-white Jackson Main Library in Jackson, Mississippi. Prior to the sit-ins, African Americans were prohibited from using the city's main library.
Right.
The 9, Meredith Coleman Anding Jr., James Cleo Bradford, Alfred Lee Cook, Geraldine Edwards, Janice Jackson, Joseph Jackson Jr., Albert Earl Lassiter, Evelyn Pierce, and Ethel Sawyer were members of the Jackson Youth Council of the NAACP. Medgar Evers, who was once the president of the Jackson branch of the NAACP, trained Tougaloo 9 for the sit-in protest. So on March 27th, 1961, the Tougaloo 9 began their protest by entering Jackson's main library. Typical civil rights demonstrations of that era, the women wore dresses and the men wore shirts and ties. The 9 first visited the George Washington branch to request books they knew would not be in that facility. When they were told the books were not there, they went to Jackson Public Library, where they attempted to stage a reading. They sat at different tables across the library, reading library books quietly. The library called the Jackson police, who arrived and asked them to leave. When they did not, the 9 were arrested, charged with breach of the peace, and jailed. Later that day, students from Jackson State College, a predominantly Black institution, organized a prayer vigil in support of the Tougaloo 9. Hundreds of people attended the vigil, which was broken up by Jackson State College president Jacob Redditz, who was backed by city police. Ooh, that's some tea right there, y'all. 3 students, Joyce and Dory Ladner, and student body president Walter Williams, who organized the prayer vigil, were expelled from Jackson State College for their support of the Tougaloo 9. On March 28th.
Let me stop you right now. That Joyce Ladner, she was supposed to be the president. She served as the interim, but because of politics, they didn't make her the president of Howard. That lady is a famous lady. It was 2 sisters, Joyce Ladner, and they were really big in SNCC. If you ever get a chance, look them up. It's some really interesting stuff about them. These people were freedom fighters and civil rights fighters, I think at the age of 15 and 16 years old. But it was 2 of those Ladner sisters. But one of them, I think it was Joyce. Joyce was made the interim president of Howard. She should have been made the permanent president, but they, politics, they didn't, politics is always in it. And they didn't make her the permanent president. But the Ladner sisters are very famous.
On March 28th, other Jackson State students boycotted classes in protest, held another rally, and marched to the Jackson City Jail, where the 9 were being held. They were joined by townspeople led by Medgar Evers. Jackson police used tear gas and dogs against the protesters, which included women and children. An 81-year-old man suffered a broken arm from an attack by a police officer with a nightstick. Evers supporters raised bail for the protesters who were arrested. They were later represented by local civil rights attorney Jack Harvey Young Sr. Tougaloo 9 went to trial on March 28, 1961. They were all found guilty of breach of the peace. Each student was sentenced to 30 days in jail and fined $100. The judge, however, suspended the sentences on the condition there were no further demonstrations. There were none. Nonetheless, Tougaloo 9's actions led the NAACP to file a class action lawsuit on January 12, 1962, against the Jackson Public Library, calling for its integration. In June of 1962, the U.S. District Court Judge William Harold Cox ordered the library to desegregate. Although the Tougaloo 9 episode was one of the first desegregation victories in the 1960s civil rights campaign in Mississippi, the story was largely ignored at the time. On August 17, 2017, the Tougaloo 9 was honored for their contributions with a Freedom Trial marker in Jackson, Mississippi. Wow.
Yeah, see, now let me just say this.
That's Samuel Mamodu who wrote that article.
Let me just say this. During the starting in 1960 till probably the end of the decade of the 60s, the hardest freedom fighting took place in Mississippi. Even though we talk about Birmingham, we talk about Selma, they didn't compare to what was going on in Mississippi. Now, what most people don't know is that the liberation of Mississippi was done by young people. Somebody just mentioned Stokely Carmichael. That was a guy. He died. He was up at Harvard. Oh, he was the one who called for that Freedom Summer. He was from New York. He was from Harlem, and this guy was great, but he wasn't a great speaker and all of that. But he was a good organizer. I just can't think of Bob Moses. If you ever get a chance, read about Bob Moses. Okay, Dr. King them. They did their thing in Alabama. To be honest with you, they didn't want no part of Mississippi. They didn't want no part of Mississippi now. See, Mississippi was rural. It was the most dangerous. You had a lot of blacks. See, during the 60s, in certain parts of Mississippi, blacks outnumbered the whites 3-1. That's why those white people were so deadly. That's why they were going around just killing black people. Because that's how white people are. Once they're outnumbered, they start killing. Okay, that's what's going on today. See, the census is lying to y'all. They tell you that black folks 13% of the population and the Hispanics is this amount of the population. All that stuff is a lie. It's more black people than they telling y'all. It's more Hispanics than they telling y'all. That's why Trump is telling them white folk, you got to get them people out the country. You got to get them out of here. You got to deport them, kill them, whatever. Get them out of here. Okay, because the country now is black and brown. It's not majority white, it's black and brown. And that's what the thing was in Mississippi. Okay, so people don't realize for a number of years, Mississippi, of all of the states in America, had the highest number of elected black officials in America. Yes, they did. And that was I think it was under the Bush administration. There was something called Operation Bowtie, where they was trying to take down so many elected black officials. A lot of that was aimed at people in Mississippi. Okay.
Well, I wanted to share, just, we're going into we're still kind of talking about the significance of sit-ins and stuff like that. So I wanted to go ahead and share this because I think it's significant. So North Carolina A&T, they have a decal on their football helmets, and that decal basically represents the A&T 4.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the people that did the Woolworth thing. Yeah, one of them just died.
Yeah, I was getting ready to.
Yeah, one of them just died. McNeil, I think his name was.
McNeil.
He had a son. Well, it wasn't his son; it was his grandson. Was on that team that Sam Washington had. Now he went pro, but he tore up his tore up his knee. His last name was McNeil. He was a cornerback for A&T. This is when they were winning, but that was his grandson.
He passed away last week. So
yeah, that's right.
Major General Joseph McNeil, a member of the historic A&T 4, who initiated the Greensboro sit-ins, passed away at the age of 83. McNeil's passing leaves Jabril Kazan, formerly Ezell Blair Jr., as the only surviving member of the Greensboro Four. And it was David Richmond. He passed away in 1990, and Franklin McCain died in 2014.
Now, listen, one of the guys that was he wasn't one of the people that integrated he didn't integrate the lunch counter. That was a guy who worked in the NBA. He was an official. His name was Evans. Was it Huey Evans? Howie Evans? He was their classmate. They were all at A&T together. I think he's deceased now, but he refereed in the NBA for many, many years. Anybody remember him? I think his name was Howie Evans or Huey Evans or something, but he was a classmate of them guys you talking about that integrated. They integrated that Woolworth counter, but yeah, they were in school. They were all at A&T together. Now, also, I think Jesse Jackson was there as a student too, and a football player. Yeah, I think Jesse was there because Jesse came from a little town outside of Greenville, South Carolina. It was a big-time quarterback. the coach that was a big time coach, his vision was for Jesse Jackson to be one of the first black quarterbacks in the NFL. They sent Jesse to University of Illinois Champaign-Urbana. He didn't like it. He transferred from Champaign-Urbana to A&T. And I think that's where he got involved with the civil rights movement, was at North Carolina A&T. I know that's where he met his wife. His wife was there.
They said he was the SGA president.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Because see, what was happening when the 60s came about, Dr. King was the big dog with the civil rights movement in the South. The college students took it from him because they went into what they call direct action. It was Greensboro. It was Greensboro was real hot. It was Nashville was real hot. All them college towns, Alabama State, about 64, 65, that was real hot. Like you say, Jackson, Mississippi, Mega Evers was real hot. Those college students took the movement from the SCLC and made it the SNCC movement. That's why when they got ready for that march in Washington, people don't know this, the Kennedys tricked everybody. It was the March on Washington originally was supposed to be a student movement. They came in with the money, with $800,000, put King and all them other civil rights leaders ahead of them students. And then the big controversy at the civil rights movement was Julian Bond wrote a speech for John Lewis to give at that March on Washington. They refused to let him give that speech. They told him, you got to rewrite that speech. You can't say that. Because he was critical of the Kennedy.
And they've been hijacking.
Yeah, that's what they did. They hijacked that civil rights. Now the person who told it,
those movements ever since.
Yeah. Now the person who told it was Malcolm X. He told him how much money they got. Because what they did, the Kennedy administration, it was called the Big Six. Let me get the name. It was Martin Luther King, Whitney Young, James Farmer, who I'm missing, Roy Wilkins, John Lewis, and might have been A. Philip Randolph. But what they didn't tell you was the Kennedy administration gave them $800,000 to divide among themselves. King took his money and put it back into the civil rights movement. Okay? Hey, Dr. Kanisha. Okay? So, but the person who exposed all of that was Malcolm X. Now, one of the people that was supposed to speak at the March on Washington, and the white people said, oh, hell no, was James Baldwin. They didn't want him nowhere near speaker because they knew they couldn't control him. They said, oh, hell no, he ain't speaking, he ain't saying nothing. No, because they couldn't control him. They didn't know what was going to come out of his mouth.
Well, that concludes the first part of our show. I love going over history and having you tell that story. And just, it's great to be able to look back and learn about history and learn new things, because a lot of people, we know about the MLKs of the world, that Malcolm X, but knowing about these other people who significantly gave their lives for us to have these rights, it's great to be able to know that history. And so now I just know that we're going to get some good feedback from you, right? Because you've been talking about this for probably, I want to say, let me see. When is the first time that I heard you say something about Southern needing an offensive coordinator?
Well, before you go into that, let me just add this. Probably the greatest strategy that was was created in Mississippi, and it was created by Medgar Evers. And this is what Medgar said. Medgar said, he said, listen, all of the stores in downtown Jackson, and he was talking about all the large white department stores, their biggest customers are Black people, even though it was segregation and all of that. And he said, what we got to do, we got to make it plain to Black people. As long as we don't have no rights, don't spend no money with them. And what people don't know, it was the downtown merchants in Jackson who financed the murder of Medgar Evers. And they financed it because he came up with an economic strategy that was going to bring them to their knees. Because y'all got to realize, we might be 13 or 14% of the population. Nobody consumes and nobody spends money on consumer goods like Black people. Let me tell you something about Black people. You can get an average Black person, and if he got a little bit of money to do it, he gonna drive a Mercedes. You get a white man that's a multi-millionaire, he walking around with overalls on and an old Ford truck. And then we call it fake it till you make it. Okay? Nobody spends on consumer goods like Black people. Don't ever forget that.
Hey, Chuck.
Hello, how are you all doing?
Good.
Yeah, I was just listening to Mr. Ford talking about the Greensboro Four. I wanted to tell you all I attended the great GHO in 2019 when North Carolina A&T played Howard. I was in Greensboro. I flew for that homecoming, and I got a chance to see the Woolworth department store, which is now a museum. I got a chance to see the lunch counter. I saw it all. They took us through that place, and you couldn't take photos of the diner, but you can take photos on the outside, and but they say they didn't allow photos inside, and they're in the museum, and they're in that diner at the lunch counter, and they had it's something to be in there just to see where these guys sat, those four guys, and Franklin McCain's grandson was playing with North Carolina A&T during the time. Franklin McCain III, he was a safety, because he ended up not playing in the homecoming game because he had gotten that fight they had with Florida A&M, and but I was there, and I remember the guy that led the tour was his name. I still remember the tall guy named Darren McGill. I want to give shout outs to him. He's the one that led the tour at there in the Woolworth department store. And just to look at that lunch counter, you just kind of think about what was that day like, just being in there. And that entrance, they had the entrance where that entrance is. They have up there the year February 1st, 1960 is there. They have that up there as well where they entered and to go to went down those stairs to go to the diner. And you know who joined in with them as well? I want to tell you this: the all female HBCU across track for them. They joined in with them later. With the city in Bennett College, the all-female school. Bennett College women joined in. They got arrested along with the North Carolina A&T students. I wanted to put that out there.
I'm gonna have to take Braxton to go see that.
Yeah, it's interesting. When I attended GHO in 2019,
they don't promote that museum. I've
Yeah.
never heard of it until probably whenever they released the helmet. That's when I learned it before.
And something that Mr. Forbes is talking about, those guys that march on Washington. You know what's one person that they do not talk about? You don't see any schools nor streets or anything named after. And sometimes we in the Black community can be kind of hard on, be tough on each other just because this guy's sexual orientation is Bayard Rustin. He's not to be forgotten. He's the man who mentored Dr. Martin Luther King just because he was openly LGBTQ, and they even did a movie about him. Rustin was a black Quaker from Pennsylvania. He was quite different from those other guys in the civil rights movement. Yeah, like I say, he's the one who organized if it was for Bayard Rustin and A. Philip Randolph and those guys, there would not have been a March on Washington. You would not have heard I Have a Dream speech. And he's forgotten just because of his sexual orientation, sometimes it can be kind of in faith spaces and all these social spaces can be kind of tough on people because of who they are. But I look at his body of work. Mr. Rustin is reason for a lot of these things. And also he was a member. I don't want the fraternity. They probably say they want to keep that certain reputation. He was a member of one of the D9 fraternities. He was a member of Omega Psi Phi. I want to put that out there as well. Rustin was.
Wow.
Yeah.
You shaking the table.
Yes.
Ford, do you know about that man?
Oh yeah. And before he died, he joined one of the most racist organizations he could. He was an old man, and he was dating a 30-year-old white boy.
Yeah, he died in 87.
He got into it with Strom Thurmond. Strom had the FBI on his case, but he's right. Yeah, he did a lot of the organizing. He even debated Malcolm X. You can pull it up on YouTube. He debated Malcolm X.
You know who else is debating?
He debated Malcolm. James Farmer debated Malcolm. I'm trying to think who. KB Clark.
A black conservative.
Yeah, Kenneth B. Clark debated Malcolm.
George Schuyler, black conservative.
George Schuyler. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Schuyler, I think, was from Pennsylvania too.
Yeah, they debated Malcolm X. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a gay Quaker Q, Mr. Ford and Chuck.
I know he was a Quaker. I know he was from Pennsylvania. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Rustin. Yeah, he was an Omega.
Now he and what's the name hated each other. Adam Clayton Powell hated his guts, and he hated Adam too. And Adam used to always, because see, Adam Clayton Powell was the premier leader when Dr. King came on the scene. What made Dr. King the premier leader was that Montgomery bus boycott. Prior to that, it was Adam Clayton Powell. And one of the things that they wouldn't do during the Kennedy administration, they wouldn't have nothing to do with Adam Clayton Powell. Okay. And so Adam, because they wouldn't have nothing to do with it, he kind of started associating more with Malcolm X. Okay. People don't know this, but Adam Clayton Powell and Malcolm X actually rode together to the March on Washington. They rode together.
Yeah. He was a congressman and pastor of the Abyssinian Baptist Church in New York City.
That church was the largest black church in America.
Yeah,
Abyssinian Baptist Church.
Yeah, he was cremated, and they spread his ashes on the Bimini Islands. That was his vacation spot.
Well, he didn't have no choice because they was after him. They wanted to destroy
Langston Hughes. Thanks for that, Trent. Langston Hughes. Yeah, you can't leave Langston Hughes out. Thanks for that, for doing that, saying something about that, Trent. Yeah, you sure don't want to forget Langston Hughes as well with the Harlem Renaissance. Yeah, he was a member of Omega Psi Phi. And what Trent just said, that same thing. That's why sometimes watch what you say about people, because you don't know who people are. Think about your D9s. And these people are not everybody was what you're trying to make them out to be. And there are people that there are LGBTQ, and not everyone was straight. But look at everybody was working together. And like you said, Rustin, what he did, putting the he's the one that told Dr. Martin King that about nonviolence. He said he had guns around him protecting him, but he's the one that told him that, hey, look, you talking about nonviolence? Why do you have these people with guns around you? And that's why there's a story that I've been told. He told him, why are you using people with guns? He said he's trying to protect his family. Dr. King was saying, but I think Dr. King ended up dishing having armed people around him.
So
I didn't mean to go a long time with that. I apologize to you, but I had to get that out there.
Oh, no. I appreciate you sharing that with us. That's some history that we definitely love talking about. Now.
Oh, yes.
Ready for the elephant in the room.
My father's a long age with the Greensboro Four as well. Yeah, my father's a long age with those guys as well. I've got to tell you all that. He's in that age range. Yeah. He remembers that. Both my parents remember.
So now you guys have
Yeah,
a
go ahead.
new offensive coordinator on the Bluff. Is it the Bluff? Do they call it the Bluff, Mr. Ford?
Oh,
What
the
do they
bluff.
call it
Yeah,
at
Yeah,
Southern?
the
call it the
bluff.
bluff.
They
Yeah.
call it the bluff. Yeah, I know. I have a cousin that graduated from Southern, played in the human jukebox. Yeah, called the bluff.
500 acres down there,
Yeah,
baby. They got 500 acres.
yeah.
They got
Act
6
So
up
on
on
the
the Mississippi
Mississippi
River.
River.
Yeah,
what do
Scotlandville
you
on one
think about
side and the
this?
Mississippi River on the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about Fred McNair? Mr. Ford, you go first. What do you think about Fred McNair? It's been a long time coming, but I know a change.
Well, you ready for me to go?
Yeah.
Okay, let me, I want to reiterate something I told you. When I was talking to you this summer, I thought the major problem at Southern was the offensive coordinator position. But when Southern came to Atlanta and I saw them play North Carolina Central, I had a change in what I thought. And what I said after the North Carolina Central was this: there's a need for a regime change. Okay? They need to do and learn from the people at Prairie View.
Oh,
Prairie
Southern.
View went and got them a championship coach. And that's what Southern, they don't need to go get another rerun, a retread, but they need to go get whose individual whose resume says championship. Now, I'm going to say this to you Southern people again. If you need me to make some recommendations, I'll do it for you. But I want you to do one thing for me. Send me some of that Southern paraphernalia, because y'all's paraphernalia is beautiful. And so if I'm going to give you some names, just send me some Southern paraphernalia, because I got something for you.
Thank you,
But
Bishop.
listen, what Southern need is a regime change.
Mr. Ford, it's week 3.
It don't matter. Now, here's the problem with Southern right now. And I keep telling you this, and y'all don't want to listen to me. Roman Banks destroyed that football program, and he can't fix it back because he doesn't know how. They always talking about Roman talks to Ashley Robinson every week. So what? Ashley Robinson built a national championship. Ashley Robinson went and got an outstanding coach and got one of the best in the HBCU football. Roman Banks don't know how to do that. He don't know how to do it. So don't tell me about he called Ashley Robinson every week. So what? So you Southern people, remember this. Roman Banks tore up your football program, but he can't fix it.
Okay, Mr. Ford, it's week 3 of HBCU football. So they have made this change. They haven't even played anybody in the SWAC West yet. Have they? No,
Now
they
they
only
might
played
not play
Alabama
nobody in the
State.
West, but we saw. Listen, I saw enough. Well, like I told you before, I saw enough down there at Georgia State when they came in and played in that SWAC MEAC challenge. I saw enough that night.
Okay, so let's just talk about what that program is going to look like now. Okay, Mr. Ford, we heard you. You said that the program's been destroyed. You said he need a new offensive coordinator. Now you're saying they need a whole new staff. But we
Yeah,
in week 3.
regime change,
So let's
and maybe a new AD.
that they have. Southern has a very talented group of young men there on the offense. You got Trey Holly. You got
Oh yeah,
Jalen. Their QB1 was injured at Valley, and so Cam McCoy stepped to the plate, but he had a lot of turnovers versus Alabama State. So let's give this regime the rest of the year, Mr. Ford, and let's give them some good advice on what to do moving forward. What type of offense do you think Fred McNair will implement?
Oh, I mean, they're gonna run the ball. Of course, they're gonna run the ball. But he's going to give them more of an intermediate passing game. The quick strike game. You're going to see them going deep. You're going to see the intermediate, and you're going to see what we call the two quicks. We used to call it two quick streams in. You're going to see the ball thrown behind the line of scrimmage, and they're going to ask the wide receivers to run with the ball, and create stuff like that. It'll be different. It'll because Fred was a quarterback. So I'm just, and I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but y'all, it ain't gonna take much to be better than Mark Fredericks. I told y'all, he's a running back coach. He was never an OC.
Chuck, what do you have to say about the change?
Well, I just found out about it today when I got off from work, and Fred McNair, what Mr. Ford was talking about Fred. He's the first McNair I watched. I watched Fred McNair play at Alcorn back in the late '80s, and he was a great player. It was before Steve. I'm along in age with Steve. Steve is 2 years older than I am, and I watched both McNairs play at Alcorn. And I look at what he's done through the years as a coach. He was on Jay Hobson's staff as a quarterbacks coach, and when Hobson left for Southern Miss, he ended up being promoted as head coach of Alcorn. And I look at what has occurred with those various quarterbacks. You see him coming. He was coming in with all these different quarterbacks. Gibbs was there under Hobson. Then came McNair was there, and you had Lenoris Footman, Felix Harper. You start seeing those names, and all of a sudden you were not hearing those quarterback names. I think he while he's there, he probably can pull some out of the quarterbacks while he's there. You never know what might come about because you still have more season to go. That's why I said I'm not going to speak too much about it because you have more season to go with any teams. You don't know what's going to occur moving forward.
So for me, I think it's great. Listen, if you see something is not working, before you just derail the whole season, you go ahead and make that switch, install that new offense, and get it ready because Jackson State is coming to town, and them Southern Knights are not going to take too kindly to getting the ass whooping like what they got versus they got it against Alabama State, but getting that type of ass whooping at home by Jackson State, oh my God, they might riot. They might riot.
I'm gonna sit out there when I'm just gonna watch, see how this plays out.
They might riot if Jackson State comes in there and drags them all up and down the field and dances around with the light show while they dragging them through the mud like that. That won't work.
Game is it's in Baton Rouge,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
in Baton Rouge.
Thing to lose.
They don't have mud anymore. It's on turf. They on that turf now. I'm in a muddy field down there.
I know they don't want to get they don't want to get embarrassed by Jackson State. It's one thing to get embarrassed by Alabama State, but getting embarrassed by Jackson State, it just does something to them. It just does something to them. I don't really know exactly what it is that it does to them folks, but they just can't handle that. They can't.
That goes way back. That's for decades. Back there, those two do not like each other. That Mr. Ford can tell you about that. There's pure hatred between those two.
Pure hatred.
Oh yeah, Jackson State and Southern, they do not like each. Oh, it is. That's the way it is. But Jackson State and Southern, they do not like each other. That goes back a decade before you were born. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard from a number of Southern
that goes back
when Jackson State there was talk of Jackson State building a dome. They was tore up down in Baton Rouge about that because they don't want Southerners never wanted Jackson to outdo them in anything.
Oh yeah, that goes
not
back
in band either.
Decades.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's decades. Yeah, I saw it in the 80s.
There was a post, Mr. Ford. There was a post that says that Southern band sucks this year too.
I thought they was impressive. Listen, when they came to Atlanta, I thought they were impressive. That was the most impressive thing about them. Definitely wasn't the football team, but I thought the band. I told you the story. I said when I got out when we parked and we got out the car, we could hear the jukebox.
Mhm.
Okay, when we left the stadium and we were outside getting ready to go to our cars, we could still hear the jukebox.
My
So
cousin
I
played
thought
in
they
jukebox.
were awesome.
Yeah, my cousin marched with the human
That day
jukebox in
we sucked in the
1985.
band.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. What you was saying, Chuck?
I said my cousin. I have a first cousin. That's my mother's sister's son. He graduated from Southern Electrical Engineering back in 1990. He marched with the Human Jukebox for one season in 1985, and yeah, he played in the band. His father played in the band at Southern back in the in the 50s and back in the 50s at Southern under T. Leroy Davis, and my cousin played under Dr. Isaac Greggs, and yeah, I watched him. He played in the band, but what happened? His being in engineering, he knew his concentration was going to be in engineering, and he gave it up after that season. And see, my father played in the band at Grambling. And by the way, I'm gonna tell you all this. I don't want to go off subject, but when Grambling played Ohio State, those people at Ohio State they really received Grambling's band well. And by the way, they have a female band director, Dr. Nicole Roebuck. She directed the Ohio State marching band on the national anthem. We know Dr. Nicole Roebuck. She's from Minden, Louisiana, and they really see those white schools. They when they come and HBCU come in those stadiums, they love those HBCUs. When you get HBCUs get among themselves, they talk stuff to each other. But Ohio State, if it's Ohio State or Michigan, and these white schools, they love those HBCU band people. They end up getting a round of applause.
They need to pay us $2 million. Then they should have gave them another $1 million since they loved them so much. Send
No,
them
they
on
shouldn't
with
play
$2
them
million.
games. If they wanted the band, just send the band up there. Don't send the football team up there. I'm so sick of playing
As a matter of fact,
Big Ten schools to get. Now, listen, if you get beat 7-0, that means you should have never played the game. It don't make no sense.
I know the players wanted they want
for a
you
few
to
dollars
play
a day,
against
they
those guys.
embarrass the team. You saw what happened to North Carolina A&T. They got 3 quarterbacks hurt down there playing UCF. 3 quarterbacks got hurt.
I wanted to play those statements by Sean Gibbs because he's just like, if you ask me, is it worth it?
The coaches say that, but these players they want to they want the experience of being around playing against those guys like Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs. That's all I'm saying.
Them and get their ass whooped that
Yeah,
bad.
and
70-0.
And they might having these guys might play in the NFL together, might be on teams or play against each other. I think these like these players in their minds, they want to play against these guys because they might be in the NFL with them. You never know. Yeah, that's why I look at it from that standpoint. That's just me talking. Yeah, people are gonna have different opinions.
They just gonna earn an NIL deal. They're gonna steal your players. They're not interested in that.
Yeah, people have their opinions about it, but yeah, people receive Graham's ban well. That's all. Land on that one. Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I mean, we've got 60 plus points put on us, and we lost 3 quarterbacks. So, for me, yeah, it was a good environment, great platform, but is that worth it?
The whole season derailed, Mr. Ford.
Listen, these people spend over $100 million on athletics. A&T spends $16 million on athletics. I mean, this is not rocket science. It makes no sense. Billy Joe told you that almost 10 years ago. Playing them top 10 schools like that makes no sense. Kills your recruiting, gets your players hurt, embarrasses your school. It don't make no sense. If you want the band to come, then pay for the band to come to Ohio State. But don't go up there talking about playing no football. You're not in their league. You can't even play North Dakota State, and they FCS.
I was getting ready to say somebody on Twitter said, "Oh, you get to be on the Big 12 or Big 10 network." I'm like, you get to be in front of 100,000 fans.
It was on Big
Like,
Ten Network. I watched. That's why I watched it.
Fresno State versus Southern, they have 60,000 folks. Who cares about being in front of 100,000 white people who aren't cheering for you anyway? What? I was just like, you know what it is? It's that proximity to whiteness. Some folks like eat it up.
It's
They
the
don't care
Stockholm
that
syndrome. It's the
they don't
Stockholm
care.
syndrome.
Just as long as they have proximity to whiteness. And they were
Stockholm
like, oh,
syndrome.
they play, so they get to see the Ohio State band. The best bands are in HBCU.
Thank you.
Hey, but I'm gonna
And
tell you this.
Ohio State got they swag, I want to say, from somebody in the SWAC.
But you know what happened? Those like you might tell you those band directors that at these HBCUs, that's where they end up getting their masters and doctoral degrees from, because they couldn't go to the Southern schools, and when that's where they went and got it from. That's what Southern brought that style, the block letters, and the one drum major that came from Michigan because of Ludwig Freeman, and that's where a lot of they brought that. But what happened? They brought the soul into it when they came to the HBCUs, because they didn't have any, the HBCUs didn't have the postgraduate programs during the time. They had to go to those schools, the Big Ten schools, to get their masters and doctoral degrees, and during that time, because of Jim Crow's segregation, and like I said, they brought it back, and there were those that went to Michigan State, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Purdue, or all these different schools, and and just like I tell you about Dr. Hewell Perkins, that was over the music department, that was the fine arts department at Southern. He got his from Northwestern University, and he ended up retiring from LSU in a non-music, he in the administrative position, and I think he was something with academics that he was dean of, and that's what he retired as. I didn't mean to go far into that, but I just want to point these things out there. Yeah.
All money ain't good money, ain't that right? All
Yes,
money
it
ain't
is.
good money. So now, moving on, we getting ready to head over to Southern has made that change. Mr. Ford, I was on the SWAC coaches call this week. I made it.
Uh-huh.
And they were some folks were asking some tough questions. And I don't feel like I got the answers that I thought I would.
Sure did.
You know what I'm saying?
G Boone. Yeah. I remember George Edwards.
I felt like some of the coaches were just doing coaches speak on that call, Mr. Ford.
Okay. Well, Saturday, we're going to see.
As they would say, time will tell.
Time will tell.
One thing that is happening is, FAMU has to play Albany State.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
their coach is actually a FAMU Rattler.
Oh, I saw his whole career. Quinn Gray.
Quinn Gray. I watched him play. Yeah. Jacquay Nunnally.
Not only that, he applied to be head coach at FAMU, right? Whenever it opened up, he applied to be there, and FAMU didn't pick him. So he or Albany State's talking a little bit of noise, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, talking about this quarterback. Albany State is.
Yeah. And it's a night game. That's the good thing about it. It's a night game.
They said, all right, Ram, get those tickets ready. Let's fill Ken Riley Field with a sea of blue this Saturday.
Hey, Miss Tiffany Dawn Sykes.
I see your former athletic director's on. Okay. All right.
Hey, Miss Tiffany Dawn Sykes.
Oh,
I'm just reading what she said.
Dawn said that he dropped out.
Oh, okay.
Well, he did apply.
Well, he'll get an audition Saturday night. They're going to look at him. I talked to some of their people last week about him, and all of them are saying the same thing. He hasn't shown them anything. He hasn't won nothing at all. I mean, he's, had seasons, but he hadn't won the SIAC since he's been there. They want to see can he be a check. I mean, they're going to be FAMU people watching him.
My thing is this, is beating FAMU right now, is that an audition? That doesn't really say anything, just that you can beat FAMU. That doesn't mean you can beat the rest of the SWAC.
Listen, people are auditioning.
Well, I will say this, and you can take it how you want. I feel like FAMU folks overreacted versus Florida Atlantic. It's Florida Atlantic. Like, what did you expect from him? I think folks are making a mountain out of a molehill out of the Florida Atlantic game. Now the Howard game, you could say some things about it, you know. So my thing was, usually when you're playing a D2 school, they have less scholarships, they have less players. You are able to open up your defensive playbook and your offensive playbook. You're able to make plays that you probably wouldn't make against another SWAC opponent. You're able to move around a little bit more. So I asked a couple of coaches, like, you know, you're going into week 4, you're going to play X, Y, and Z, the D2 school. Do you plan on opening up the playbook? And they were like, well, we not really, it don't matter that it's a D2 school. We're going to play how we play. Me personally, if I'm playing a D2 school, I'm going to be rotating my depth. I'm going to let some of those players play, which for me, I feel like Jackson State versus Tuskegee, hey, we should see our depth being rotated out. We might be able to see some of our backup quarterbacks, because that's where you're able to do more. It should be, if you have the talent and the depth on your team, I'm not going to say a scrimmage, because it's still a game, but you should be able to work around a little bit more. But they were making it seem like Albany State might pull an upset.
You never know about hey, you never know. I look at I see AD Sykes is in the comments. I think about her alma mater and where she's now athletic director. They gave Norfolk State a game. Norfolk State is in FCS MEAC, and here is CIAA Division II school. I had predicted Virginia State to win, but and I know it end up in overtime, and Norfolk State pulled it out. But I look at Virginia State. The way they play, they're very competitive. I knew it was going to be a tough ball game, because I look at Dr. Henry Frazier. He's been coaching for decades and knowing what his body of work is. And I think Michael Vick looked more relaxed coach. I'm not taking off topic of SWAC, but you were talking about Division II, and but I look at Virginia State. They can play with the FCS. And I just look at them. They're not afraid of anyone, win or lose.
Well, the people in the comments are saying if you can average 50 a game, you have a good offense, regardless if you're D2 or not. FAMU is in trouble. And by that same token, Tuskegee put up 34 points this past weekend against Central. It was like 34-0.
First night game.
Yeah, they got a quarterback about 6'5". He can throw it. He's from Detroit, I think.
Oh, okay. Is he out of King High School in Detroit?
I got to look up his biography. I didn't see. I just know he's out of Detroit. I
King
think.
So will it be a week of upset?
Cass Tech. Possibly? Yeah. King and Cass Tech have great programs in Detroit.
Yeah. Cass Tech's a good school.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like FAMU was overreacting with the Florida Atlantic game. They only have Howard and Florida Atlantic. Mr. Ford, why are they? Somebody said that Charlie Ward might be the head coach. He's gonna slide over from basketball and go to football.
You know what? His dad was a great high school coach. I remember his dad. His dad was at an old black high school called Magnolia. Once they integrated, he went to Thomasville Central.
Thomasville High School, Thomasville, Georgia.
Central. Yeah, it's Thomasville Central.
Yeah.
It's in his blood. He can do it. He can do it.
He was great to watch as a quarterback. I watched Charlie Ward at Florida State. His dad
was a quarterback for Jake Gaither.
Yeah, he played for Gaither and
played with Bob Hayes. He was on the team with Bob Hayes.
Oh yeah, see Ward and the guy from my state, Wark Dunn. I came out of high school the same year as Wark Dunn, 1993, and they won a national championship team. James Cozy was on that team as well, the coach at Florida A&M, present coach. And I remember all those guys, Derek Brooks and William Floyd, Ty Floyd's father. Yeah, they were all there.
So transfer portal, that gap is closing, Mr. Ford, between D2 and FCS.
Well, I'll tell you
gap
who's
is
taking advantage
closing.
of that transfer portal is these ACC schools, University of Miami,
Yeah.
who's the other one? Clemson is now using it, but that ACC they've come up because of that transfer portal. It has
And
helped them out a
Davidson.
lot. Florida State got that kid from
Florida
Boston
State.
College, man. He's brought an attitude to that team, and I don't even think he's 5'9", but he's brought an attitude to that team, baby.
Yeah, Florida
He's
State.
not even
No, Mike
5'9".
Walker.
What position he plays? Running back?
Quarterback. He's from Waycross, Georgia.
Ain't no 5'9" quarterback, Mr.
Look him
Ford.
up.
Hey,
look up the size of the quarterback
Hey,
at this
5'9". Hey, Tamara.
Castellanos or something. Look him
Have you
up.
ever heard? Have you
Look
ever
him
heard
up.
of Doug? Hey, in history, have you ever heard of Doug Flutie, who won the 1984 Heisman Trophy winner out of Boston College? He was 5'9". That's what I'm saying. That's not anything new. I saw him play. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go over these games.
Kyler Murray from Oklahoma.
Tuskegee Golden Tigers at Jackson State University. Now, let's talk about these Tuskegee Tigers. We're gonna get into them a little bit more this coming on Thursday, but just to put it out there about Tuskegee, they are 2-0 right now. They played Winston-Salem State in the Red Tail Classic in Montgomery, Alabama at the Crampton Bowl. They won 20-17. They played Central State last week and they won 34-0. Who you got, Chuck? Who you going for?
I have your alma mater, Jackson State. I think they're going to win that one.
Mr. Ford, who you got?
Jackson State by at least 3 touchdowns.
Mind you, we got beat by them in 2017.
Listen, baby, that's light years ago. That's Tony Hughes and them. Baby, y'all so far from that mess. Listen, y'all 200 years away from that. That's Tony Hughes, and then it was Harold Jackson. That's when y'all was in total chaos and confusion. That's 200 years ago.
Oh man.
It's different here over at
Hughes. I remember Hughes from Hines Community College. I went to Hines.
Ooh, this is a good game. Alabama A&M Bulldogs at the Tennessee State Tigers. Who you got, Mr. Ford?
Alabama A&M.
I was getting ready to say Alabama A&M's
Alabama A&M.
Cornelius Brown or Quad Brown has put on a show. Now, I'll say kudos to Coach Maynard, right? Because that was one of his recruits. And it looks like Coach Shade has developed him and developed that offense into something that's very vibrant. They've been scoring a lot of points. Alabama A&M
he simplified the offense that Sam is running is much simpler than the offense that Maynard was running. Maynard's offense is a little bit more complex, and this offense here that Sam and them is running is more simplified, and he can really do it. He can run out of it. He can throw out of it. It fits him totally.
So, Tennessee State is 1-1 too.
Sure did.
Who you got?
I have Alabama A&M. What you all been saying about Sam Shade. He comes with a mentality there, and I think A&M is going to pull out on Tennessee State.
I am so. Who y'all got in the comments? Who y'all got? Post in the chat. They're in the chat saying that Alabama A&M doesn't have a defense, but they putting up points.
Yeah, they putting up points.
Tennessee State will have to outscore them.
Yeah. Shay's going to come in and get some defense. He's just coming in. He's going to have to develop his defense. Yeah. he's a defensive man, and he realized, hey, I gotta get a defense going. And that's why A&M was known for defense. When Anthony Jones was coach, and he had a defense coordinator, Bronski Towns, but then Maynard was just offense, and he's trying to get it back to that physicality. He just coming in, he's developing it.
All right. I see a lot of folks saying Alabama A&M.
Yeah, I think A&M is going to win it.
Playing TSU now. They going for TSU.
I know Barlow's a good coach, but I don't see him winning.
You said you don't see him winning?
I don't see Tennessee State winning. Reggie Barlow's a good coach, but I don't see. I see A&M pulling it out.
All right. Next, we have Miles Golden Bears, which is Coach Sam Shade's former school, and they will be at the Alabama State Hornets. It looked like Alabama State's getting ready to extend their win streak. I got Alabama State.
I have Alabama State.
Mr. Ford, who you got?
I got Andrew Body. Watch this man. He's something else. I got Andrew Body.
Yeah.
Alcorn State Braves. This is a tough game. They're playing Mississippi State Bulldogs. We all know how that's gonna go.
Yeah, get your check.
Get your check. Not that many injuries.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Stay healthy. Yeah.
Stay healthy. Dang. Oh, this is a good one. Bethune-Cookman Wildcats versus the South Carolina State Bulldogs.
Oh, well. Know what I would say on that one. South Carolina State.
Mr. Ford, who you got?
Chennis Berry.
Yeah.
That's who I got. Chennis Berry.
Dang. You turning on the SWAC, Mr. Ford?
No.
What about the SWAC?
No, it's not about the SWAC. They just you have to be a realist. South Carolina State. Yeah.
Raymond Woody versus Chennis Berry. Give me Chennis Berry.
Yeah.
You ought to play that. You know that song the Bulldogs play. Everybody stand up for the Bulldog.
Get up for the Bulldog.
For the Bulldogs.
Yeah, using that Paul McFuckadella's tune. Up for the downstroke is used by Get Up for the Bulldogs.
For the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Up for the Downstroke by Paul McFuckadelic. That's where you got it from.
Hell, Wildcats. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go Wildcats.
Wildcats.
You know they canceled their game in Tampa and they brought it back to Daytona.
To Daytona. I heard that today.
Yeah.
Money not right. Pull it back.
Yeah.
I commend them for doing that.
Yeah, they're going to take it to Daytona Beach and bring it back to here.
Oh, they said Bethune-Cookman's going to get blasted. Damn, Freddie. You don't have no faith?
No, they're not going to. Bethune-Cookman, I don't see them making it with South Carolina State.
Faith the size of a mustard seed?
Oh, they need to bring back Brian Jenkins.
Here you go, Mr. Ford.
Jenkins, I wonder how they feeling at this time about Brian Jenkins at Bethune-Cookman.
He's got to play some. I don't know the date, but Edward Waters has to play Bethune-Cookman in Daytona.
Yeah. Think about how he left. I just wonder, what was going on. I just wonder how are they feeling now,
So it's Kentucky State Thoroughbreds at Grambling State. Coach
Graham
definitely spoke on navigating college football with these playing the likes of Ohio State or whatnot, and what it takes to
Sure did,
succeed.
Bayless. Yeah.
And so I'm sure that they're looking to have a redemption arc this weekend. So who do you got? Mr. Four, who you got?
You talking about Kentucky State against Grambling?
Yeah, who you got? Ain't that your alma mater?
Grambling by 21 at least. Grambling by 21.
Dang.
Yeah, it should be a blowout.
I have Grambling too.
It should be a blowout.
It should be a blowout.
Like State doesn't have much, and then that.
Oh, Delta Devils at the Southeast Louisiana Lions. I don't even know how
Southeastern.
I don't even know how or why they would even book this type of.
Southeastern, yeah.
Like, why would you even book that? Me personally, I'm not booking no game like that.
Yeah, I think Southeastern.
Why would I book that type of game? If I'm gonna book a game and it's supposed to be a money game, I'm gonna book a game where they're gonna actually give me money. Selah got their own damn money games to pay for their athletic departments. They really are sunning you. Like, dang.
I remember Southeastern brought football back. Yeah, because for many years they cut out football back in the 80s, and for many years they didn't have football, and they brought it back like in the early 2000s, I believe. Yeah, they were without football for years down in Hammond, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. So Selah, that they played FAMU that one year. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, 2021. In the playoffs, yeah.
Panthers versus Rice. Owls.
Rice.
TV versus everybody, Mr. Four. Who you got?
Rice.
That was a tough loss that they had against that Rio Grande school.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they probably counted that as. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they counted that like as a win, right? On their schedule. So they're just, and that type of game against Rice, you're going to lose that game. So it's kind of tough for them to have to play Rice and fall to two losses in a row. Anyway, who we got next? Lamar Cardinals versus Texas Southern Tigers. I don't know. Texas Southern had a pretty good defense against that team. They had a pretty good defense.
Is that game in Houston or is it in Beaumont?
It's gonna be in Houston.
It's in Houston.
Oh, okay.
Who are you taking? I'm taking Texas Southern. They played pretty good defense against Cal.
I'm taking Lamar.
Who you got, Mr. Ford?
I'm gonna go with Lamar. I'm pulling for Texas Southern, but I think Lamar should be favored.
I know one assistant coaches at Lamar.
Albany State Golden Rams at FAMU.
I'm gonna go out.
They saying it's gonna be an upset.
I'm just going out on the edge and say Albany State.
Ooh, child.
Yeah, I'm going out on the edge on this. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Bona, let me say this to you.
I'm impressed with fam.
Let me say this to you. They have an unwritten rule at Florida A&M. If you lose to Albany State or Fort Valley State, you are automatically fired at Florida A&M. So Mr. Cozy can lose to Albany State if he wants to. That will be his last game or his last year at Florida A&M. So I'm going with Florida A&M.
This is the game. This is like for the lifeline.
That's a D2 school in the SIAC. You let him lose to Florida, to Albany State,
That wouldn't be a good
and
look.
see
Those
how long he
FAMU
lasts in Tallahassee.
Those FAMUs don't play about that.
I just told you they got an unwritten rule
Yeah.
at Florida A&M. You lose to Albany State or you lose to Fort Valley, you are fired after the game. That's an unwritten rule at Florida A&M.
Y'all heard that they got an unwritten rule, y'all.
Yeah, they don't play about that at Florida A&M. Oh gosh.
It's unwritten.
It's unwritten.
If you
don't believe me, ask Ken Riley, ask Big Jim Williams. Let's see who else lost it. You can ask Ken. Rudy Hubbard had the nerve to lose to Fort Valley.
Legendary
Ken
coach.
Riley lost to Albany State.
They don't play.
Jim Williams lost to Albany State.
What happened to him when he lost?
They fired him.
Fire you.
Hey, that's the same day or after the season?
Well, Jim Williams was fired after the game.
They don't play.
What's the name fired? Ken Riley. I mean, not Ken Riley. Rudy Hubbard was fired by the president. His name was Dr. Frederick Humphreys.
Frederick Humphreys. He had been at Tennessee State.
From Tennessee State. He fired him.
Yeah. He fired him.
Then he removed Ken Riley and brought in Billy Joe.
Sure did. I remember Dr. Humphreys. I remember he did
Ken
all that.
Riley was actually Dr. Humphreys' frat brother. They were both A5A.
Yeah. Yeah, they were both
Alpha.
Yeah.
So when he took him down from head coach, he made him the athletic director.
Well,
I'm going with FAMU. I'm going with FAMU for the win. I think that Colsey is gonna show off the quarterback room. You know, I really think he's gonna.
You don't want to be talking to the 220 quarterback club and losing. Oh boy, you better go somewhere else. They don't play. Yeah.
I just don't believe in FAMU. I think they're on a downward spiral. That would definitely be a regression.
Well, there's no difference between FAMU and Southern. There's no difference. Both of them need a regime change. Both of them need regime change. Ain't no difference between FAMU and Southern.
After 2 years, I think that's a little bit harsh.
Oh, hey, that's what these schools are. They don't play. It's been like that for years. Your alma mater's like that. They don't play. TC Taylor, if he started losing, they run him off. Yeah, they don't play about that. This goes decades. This goes decades back. That's been the case.
We had a decade of losing, so I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. They don't play. Let him start losing it. You're gonna see a difference in those Jacksonians. We all telling you that. Yes. Yeah, it's Southern. Even Grambling has come into it because Eddie Robinson had a brand there. They realize that's a pressure cooker as job. Mickey Joe's gonna have to shape up or get out. That's where it's going now. Hey, they don't play. North Carolina A&T is like that. They even go out in the CAA now, but they fire so many coaches. These people do not play.
Now, where they getting the money at to fire these folks?
I don't know where to get the money, but Southern.
No, the alumni raised $1 million to get rid of that.
They gonna let you out of there.
To get rid of Vincent Brown, they did raise $1 million.
That's what I'm saying. They don't play. They don't get the money. It's like Southern fired many coaches because they couldn't beat Eddie Robinson, and even Pete Richardson. His last years, he couldn't get it done. They let him go, and these people do not. When he lost Texas Southern, I remember that, and that's a. Boy, FAMU. That's what FAMU is dealing with now. They about Cozy had to shape up down there.
Hey, Mr. Ford.
Hey,
that is crazy.
Yeah.
Hey,
who am I speaking to?
Yeah, this is
Oh,
Jay.
how's it going, Jay?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Listen, I've been listening to what you thinking about Texas Southern's band? That guy got them kind of rolling on.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What's his name?
Oh, Brian
Uh.
Simmons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian
Right.
Simmons.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
became Southern. He's a Southern man. Yeah.
yeah. But Texas Southern's band, I've been watching them on the YouTube here.
I've met him.
It's a
I've met
marked improvement.
Yeah, they're a really good sounding band. I think they really like on the upward like they on the upward like ever since Brian was hired on staff. Well, not hired on staff, but like when he became head director.
Yeah. I'm the people. What you think Texas Southern marching? Are they marching 250, 300? What you think?
They probably marching close to 300
300. Okay.
from my guesstimation.
Okay.
Hey, Tamona.
Yes. Hey.
Yeah, what I was telling you about, you talking about people, in the comments when when these things on when the 220 quarterback club, I was telling you about what they do. The reason why they had those comments on, because people now they make them. If you want to give, if you're not even you're not at the meeting, I imagine AD Sykes can tell you about that as well. They put the Cash App in there to make it convenient for people to give if they want to give a donation. That's what I use those comments for. They said, well, that's what Vaughn was saying. It was not used for trolling. He said they put the Cash App there so you want to give, make it easier for you. Yeah.
All right. So who we got up next? Y'all are fam. You better win. You better win and win decisively.
Because in 2 weeks, Andrew Body comes to Tallahassee.
Oh boy, Andrew Body boy. I got to know the family. Yeah.
Lord, what you think about Andrew Body so far, Mr. Ford?
I'm loving Andrew Body,
to
man.
have a quarterback club, Mr. Ford, because
Yeah, listen, I'm with Andrew Body, man.
Season.
I'm with Andrew Body. Yeah, I thought he put on a show down at Southern last week.
Son's doing well. Yes.
He put on a show at Southern. He put on the show at UAB.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I think he gonna put on a show in Tallahassee too.
Oh, you think Alabama State?
Yeah, he gonna put on a show.
State has never
That young man is tough. Just stay healthy.
Yeah, keep him up.
You think Bama State gonna get their first win in Tally?
You never know,
they
man.
Got their first win in Southern, didn't it?
Yeah, they beat Southern.
Yeah, they beat Southern.
Yeah, they did. I watched the game. I watched some of the game.
They'll probably blow out Miles College this weekend because Brian Jenkins then blew out Miles College down in Jacksonville last weekend.
Sure did.
So they'll blow them out, and then they'll get ready to go make that trip down to Tallahassee.
Wait, somebody said somebody put Brandy in the goulash. How that happen?
They did what to Brandy?
And you didn't even see it. Nobody saw it.
What
I know
happened?
for a fact Brandy was in the comments talking about destroyed that program. Brandy was typing, but nobody saw it. I know she was being
okay.
Yeah, Brandy's in the chat, Mr. Ford. And Dr. Kanisha came in.
Hey, Dr. Kanisha. Listen, now Howard's going to beat up Morehouse this week up in New York, right?
Oh.
You know what, Dr. Kanisha, why don't y'all bring up a reputable school? Why don't y'all bring up Jackson, FAM, Southern, Alabama State up to New York?
They just beat FAMU.
But I'm just saying, instead of bringing Morehouse up there, why don't you bring somebody that can help bring a crowd? You can get 60 if you bring Jackson up there. You can get 60,000.
Howard said,
People who don't care
"Damn
about
you,
sports and coming up there.
damn you." We
Listen,
just whooped up on
hey,
FAMU.
Howard University, stop punking out, bringing up Morehouse. Bring some competition up there. Bring up Jackson State to New York. Okay? Bring a SWAC team up to New York with a real band.
Oh, not a real band.
Yeah,
What
with a
is it,
real
fake
band.
What is it, a fake band?
He said, "Don't bring the hey, Mr. Ford." He said, "Don't bring the fighting Edwin Moses up to New Jersey."
Hey, bring a real band.
And the fighting Spike Lee's, Samuel Jacksons.
Yeah.
Lord. All
It's gonna be
right.
so-
Morehouse will probably have about what 35 pieces,
oh,
right?
boy.
How many people in their band? What they got about 35
Wait a minute.
pieces?
How many pieces you got at your high school?
We got about 35, 40. No, I'm at a middle school.
Oh,
I'm
you
middle.
got the same amount as Howard?
Oh, you sure
Yeah,
can't
I
leave out the
told you
fighting Martin
that.
Luther Kings at Morehouse. You can't leave out the fighting MLKs. You can't leave that out.
Yeah.
My high school got 100 pieces.
Dang. So the next one is, of course, the Lincoln Oaklanders versus UAPB. So this should be a good
oh
game for
Lord.
UAPB to be able to, try some new things on offense and defense.
Lord.
Their coach said that they don't plan on trying nothing new. They're going to keep it simple, stupid. And that means they're going to just execute what they've already got.
Lord.
Oh, come on. Y'all
The
still
Barber
playing
College,
Bango?
Bishop
Y'all
Sycamore.
still playing
Oh
Bango?
no.
Huh?
Y'all still playing Bango?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
you can't
you
lose the. No, you can't lose a Bishop Sycamore at UAPB.
Oh, and then Sudden is at 9 p.m. Central. Dang, at 10 p.m. they're gonna play Fresno State Bulldogs.
Yeah,
That's gonna
remember
be
that's
a
out
late
west.
game.
Yeah, that's out west. They in Fresno, California. Yeah,
Dang.
yeah. People be in the bed and they be playing. It's early out there. They
No,
2
we'll
hours.
be on Black Saturday at that time.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll be on
That's
Black
they out on the
Saturday.
west coast. Yeah, they out west.
Oh, Mr. Ford, Howard wants a home and home with Jackson State. Talks are being had.
Oh, good. That would be awesome. Now, that needs to go to New York. That needs to go to New York.
You
That
can't
needs
go
to
to
go
I was
to the
getting
DC.
Meadowlands.
ready to say, I
Have
was
that at
going
the
to say we
Meadowlands.
don't want to go to Howard. I don't think they allow bands to go up there.
No,
I've
you want
seen the
that.
stadium.
Listen,
I've
either
seen
you
that
have that
stadium.
game
It's
in New
small.
York at the Meadowlands,
Yeah.
where the Giants play, or you take that game to Philly.
What
I've
about the
seen Green
Washington
Stadium.
Commanders?
Yeah, you could take it out there. Yeah, you could, but you don't want it on Howard's campus. That's nothing,
That's a
because the students are not gonna come.
no. They're gonna be
Wait,
out on. Hey, they're gonna be chilling at Rock Creek Park, Mr. Ford. You like the
Well,
Blackbirds?
they only come
Oh,
to homecoming. They're gonna come to homecoming, and that's it.
yeah. They're going out. They're going out into the city.
Let them out.
Yeah.
ooh, Dr. Kanisha said Howard should roll out the carpet. I know that's right.
Take that game to New York. Take that game to
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah. Mr.
Take
Ford
it to
is
the
there in DC.
Meadowlands.
Mr. Ford in DC. They're going
Ooh,
out to Rock Creek Park.
Andre said that they be packed out in the Howard Stadium, and
It only
there's
holds
not enough.
7,000 people.
Yeah, I've seen
Right?
that
They
stadium.
said
That
they
game
gonna
is
be.
too big.
They said
It only holds 7,000 people.
Yeah, I've seen
they
that
said we
stadium.
gonna be
I've
sitting
been down the
outside like
field.
this.
I think I was actually over there in that grass during that game.
That guy, the one in the middle, looked like he had been drinking.
They talking about where the Howard fans gonna sit at. Ooh, I like that. Jackson State versus Howard in Charlotte. So,
Yeah, that would be good.
Brother
That would be
Jerome,
good.
Brother
Dr.
Jerome,
Kanisha, where's your buddy Erica?
oh, they said we gotta take the pet band to Howard.
With the travel
Oh,
ban.
Lord.
Lord, no, the pet band, not the travel band, the pet band. The one The one that, yeah, take the smaller one. That'll be fair. That'll be fair. Where else can y'all play close? Where else can we play close that's close to
Somebody said Baltimore.
Dr. Kanisha said bring the whole band.
Huh?
Mr. Ford, Howard said they want the smoke. They want a band battle.
What?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He said bring all 300 of them.
Oh Lord.
Next year we should be up to 100.
Ooh.
Yeah, they did have 100 some one time back when John Newsom was there, but then the numbers went down. Yeah, because of the scholarships. Yeah.
We got a home and home with Tuskegee. No, we don't. We don't got no home and home with Tuskegee.
Hey, how would that look? How would it look having you all there at Tuskegee, Jackson State? They couldn't get all those people in that stadium.
Why would we go to Tuskegee's school? What? Is it a home and home? Oh, Mr. Ford, they said that we got a 3-year deal with Tuskegee.
Oh, okay.
You all get a chance to see the Shed, ball and parlay.
Football field.
They couldn't get all those people in that stadium. No, with Jackson State's crowd, no, they couldn't get them in that stadium.
Well, last year they had 47,000 at the stadium for their homecoming, so they can get them in there. 47,000 people in that stadium.
It says Tuskegee Stadium hosts 10,000. Okay, so
that's they seat 10,000. But remember, they have a land stadium. You can bring your RVs inside the stadium.
Yeah, they tailgate inside.
Yeah, I'm telling you, last year they had 47,000 people at their homecoming game.
Well, they had 10,000 that paid tickets, and then the other 30 just drove the car up.
Yeah.
Hey,
you still gotta pay. You still gotta pay when you come in there, though.
You know, Reginald Ruffin. You know what AD Reginald Ruffin said? Former Miles coach said. He said, "Buy your damn tickets."
I don't even think the Boone get none of that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Shed is Tuskegee's side. Yeah.
Yeah. That's Tuskegee's side.
So I do have an update on that Tougaloo chat and chew and who was involved. The Office of Student Connections and Community Outreach presents criminalization, surveillance, and silence, academic perspectives on snitching and hip-hop discourse. And here's the people that they had on there. Kobe Grant, Tougaloo alum Samar Thomas, comedian and activist Charleston White, and adjunct professor and director Dr. Amanda Edwards.
Charleston White. Oh gosh.
Lord, not they had a Jackson State professor on there.
Yeah.
You go to Tougaloo. When you go to the Tougaloo, do you bring your? I mean, not Tougaloo. When you go to Tuskegee, do you bring your own chairs and stuff?
Yeah, I've actually picnicked it while watching the game. My sister went to Tuskegee. We actually sit down. They put a spread out. And we ate and watched the game.
Yeah,
it's got so much space in there. You can do so much.
They talk about moving that game to Mobile.
Yeah, if not Mobile, probably Montgomery. Yeah, I could see them going to Mobile.
Then we play Tuskegee in Mobile.
Does that mean we got to go to Mobile twice, or does that mean that the Alabama A&M versus Jackson State is going to be over?
I have no idea.
We already go there. Like, you got us going there twice. Why are you outsourcing all of our games? All you got to do is have a night game. Our game is at 2:00. It's too hot for you to be having these games at 2:00, especially when we are not on. What is it called? SWAC, or we're not on ESPN. So if
Well,
we're not on ESPN,
that was my complaint with that Florida A&M Alabama State game. It's like a what 2 or 3 o'clock game. I thought that should have been a night game.
but if you're not on ESPN, you don't have no excuse for why you're not doing night games.
Yeah, I don't.
You
The attendance
don't
is
have
large
to
at
abide.
night.
You don't have
Yeah.
to abide by ESPN rules. If you're on HBCU Go, or if you're on what's the other one? HBCU Go or SWAC TV, there's
SWAC
no
TV.
reason for you to have it's supposed to be 95 degrees this weekend, and they still have not changed the time on that game. And that game is to be played at 2 o'clock. Who is coming out at 2 o'clock in 95-degree weather? It's actually kind of like
What was the
dangerous.
temperature for that Hampton game?
It was like 80s. It was 80s.
Okay.
But even then,
Yeah,
it was much
watched some of that
cooler
game.
than what it's been. But even then, like, it doesn't make sense for you to do that, especially since you're on SWAC TV. You need to move that game till 5 or 6 o'clock. It's on SWAC TV. It's not like SWAC TV is obligated to have certain rules and regulations like ESPN, where you're in a certain time slot for a reason. And I think that even if you're on ESPN Plus, they shouldn't necessarily make you play during those days. Upper 80s is too hot. 95 is definitely too hot. And it's kind of irresponsible to even continue to have that game that early. They need to restructure it so that it starts at 6 o'clock. Whatever you need to do to the same way that if ESPN said, hey, we are streaming your game, we need you to be we're going to change the time, because they did that to us one year. They changed it in the same week. Yeah, it's going to be 92 degrees on Saturday. And at 2 o'clock, that's when it's the hottest day. That's when it's the hottest. Even starting at a 7 o'clock kickoff, it's going to be 85.
Oh yeah, that's right. At the USM game, yeah, somebody had passed out and they had to get the team doctor because they had no EMT near.
Oh
Dangerous.
gosh, that's dangerous.
So I don't know if that's
Even
something where
at
you guys
4 p.m.
can send. I don't know who you
hot.
can send an email to or something, or just basically stating,
Yeah. Think about people's medical needs.
fans and your players and the band.
Yeah.
Even at 7 o'clock, it's going to be 85 degrees, but I
You
feel
have to be
like
careful.
they definitely need to adjust that time.
That's why you have to be careful. Everybody that's in these stadiums, they're not all in the same kind of health. People have various health concerns. Not everybody in perfect health condition. You think about all these things. People on medications and many other things. Yeah, that's something to think about. I think about my own folks. I think my father having high blood pressure.
Yeah,
medication. You have to be careful.
Children.
My mother's on medications. Yeah.
The game, and
Yeah.
that's just dangerous and
That is
irresponsible.
dangerous.
So 95 degrees is crazy. They need to change that time to like 7.
Yeah. It's something I've taken. You have to be careful.
At 6 o'clock, it's still going to be 90 degrees. It needs to be moved to 7.
Yeah.
So that the sun will be fading. At 6 o'clock, it's going to be 88 degrees. They need to move it to 7 o'clock.
All right, so that's an 11 o'clock game. Okay, that's a little too
Even
late.
at 7 o'clock, it's like,
So somebody said they'll take an 11 o'clock game. I said, okay, that's a little too late now.
I think they meant 11 o'clock in the morning.
11 in the morning. Yeah.
And even at 11 o'clock, it's 87. So they should be doing it they should definitely do it at like 7 o'clock.
Yeah. It gets cool. I think it will get cooler.
Yeah.
I know how Louisiana weather is. Louisiana, it get hot.
And that's one of those things where it's like, since we're on SWAC TV or we're on HBCU Go, they should have a lot more leeway in terms of changing that time, right? You don't, it's not like It's not like an ESPN game where you get a certain time slot and you have to be in that time slot. Like you can definitely switch it up. And so for this Jackson State versus Tuskegee, it's going to be on SWAC TV. So I would just probably like, I don't know, maybe write a mass email to change the time.
I don't know
Somebody
why
needs to
umbrellas
get
not
on it.
allowed.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of get it because
I
you
saw
know
someone
people.
say that having to turn the stadium lights on costs money, but can you imagine how much money you're gonna cost yourself if somebody dies because of heat stroke
Yeah.
Yeah.
or heat
Long
exhaustion,
death lawsuit.
especially if it's a student? Can you imagine? You're
Yeah.
playing with people's lives. So I would rather turn on the
Yeah, because they
lights
know.
than jeopardize the lives of student athletes, of band members, of family members, students, alums. Because folks want to come and they want to support their team, but a 2:00 time at 98 degrees is ridiculous.
Now,
Because I think
I
about
think
it, and
they did
everybody out there who
hydration stations after that Grambling game back in 2022.
I
I
remember
think they
that.
did those hydration stations there in the stadium. I think they did.
Yeah, because
Well, I think that's it for tonight.
yeah.
Sunday, we will be going over. What do you guys think the games of the week are? I think I want to talk about the Albany State quarterback because I heard he was good. I heard the Albany State quarterback was
I've
good.
been hearing so much about this young man. I'll see what he's all about on Saturday.
I think he's a transfer from the Naval Academy.
Okay.
They
He came out
said
of
he
Naval.
is good, and that
I've been hearing that.
I think he threw for 300 yards this past weekend.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
They said he is
Timona,
good. Yeah.
I was saying pull up the schedules again for the games for this week.
Okay. So I'm gonna just read his stats. Maybe we'll do the quarterback club. I've been meaning to do it, but I just haven't.
In the quarterback club.
Yep. So Albany State, he was 25 of 34 for 394 total yards and 7 touchdowns. That was versus Kentucky State. So it is Kentucky State. So that means that Grambling should have like over 500 total yards, right?
Right. Yeah.
600
Yeah, they have no
yards.
excuse against Kentucky State.
Yeah. So his name is Isaiah Knowles. And they're saying he's like that. He's 5'11", graduate student. You're right, Mr. Ford. He is from the Naval Academy. He's originally from Tampa, Florida.
Isn't he from Tampa?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to watch those kind of quarterbacks that size. I think about Kyler Murray and all those people that size. Like I said, going back to Doug Flutie, that height, and they're swift.
Oh, and he's kind of like a dual threat. He had 26
Yeah, he can
attempts,
run and throw it.
150
Yeah.
yards, 3 touchdowns so far in his career. Okay.
Yes, Quinn Gray, a former quarterback, as his head coach. I just want to see how this all going to work out.
Since 2023. Okay. So that should be interesting to see because FAMU has been struggling with RJ Johnson offensively.
Yeah, taller than Kyler Murray. You're right. Murray's short.
He's taller than Kyler Murray.
Yeah, Heisman Trophy winner from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
2018 Heisman Trophy. He was a 2018 Heisman Trophy winner at Oklahoma. Kyler Murray, he's under 6 feet. He's with the Arizona Cardinals, and yeah, he's short. And that's what I said. You have to watch those guys like that. They're so swift. Yeah, like I said, first one I had seen growing up was Doug Flutie back in '84. He's 5'9". He wore jersey number 22.
So, yeah, FAMU needs to drink some Old English 800. They'll play better.
Oren loves our Old English 800. I said, man,
Tell them if you SWAC schools need quarterback. I think his eligibility is up, Brandy.
Hey, Oren, you going back into the archives, man, with an Old English 800. Gosh, I didn't know it was still made. Just like St. Ides, man. I remember all of those rappers with Ice Cube and Snoop and all of them doing it. Ice-T and many others. Yeah, DJ Poop, Ice Cube's DJ. Yeah, they were all doing the St. Ides.
Shut up and bump. You trying to be funny. Do you hear him, Mr. Ford, talking about you coming on Thursday or Friday? Leave me alone.
Well,
Don't be listening to Mr. Ford.
Huh?
They said, are you coming on Thursday or Friday?
I like Friday.
Mr. Ford, I am not getting ready to get on God's green internet for 3 hours on Friday and then 3 hours on Saturday. No, sir. No, sir. I need a break in between.
Tell her again. Hey, Mr. Ford, tell her, don't you be abandoning your followers now.
Yeah, don't go AWOL on us.
Oh,
See,
you're
when you go
in football
AWOL,
season.
listen,
Mr. Ford,
when
I'm thinking about change. I'm supposed to be going to Vegas. I have
Oh, you're in
my
Vegas?
hotel reserved, but baby,
Oh, yeah.
that Alabama
Oh,
State
that game?
versus Jackson State game. Oh my God. And it's homecoming. That looks
that's
like the
homecoming.
game. That looks like the game of the year right now.
Yeah, it does. You're right.
And if y'all going out to these games, please take care of your health as well.
Now that's gonna be a night game.
Yeah, take care of your health because anything, and not everyone is elderly that's out there. Yeah, there are young people with health concerns. You just have to be careful.
Absolutely. I'm ready. I'm ready for the task. I am ready. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you this, Mr. Ford. So my son, there's this thing, it's called Moonpreneur. And he has started, which I didn't really know what it was, but basically they teach kids how to code at age 8. They're teaching the kids how to code. Well,
Okay.
actually, they started at the age of 7, and they're like learning how to code, and they get these do-it-yourself prototyping kit. It basically they're learn programming in C++. They learn about robotics and breadboard. So, Mr. Ford, I joined it Braxton's doing a trial run, but it is all Indian kids.
Is that STEM?
That's their thing. That's their thing.
Is that
it
a
is
STEM
all
program?
he has an Indian teacher.
Yeah.
Is that STEM?
Huh?
Is that a STEM program?
It's like they learn. Yeah. They learn how to work with sensors, a traffic light. It says includes traffic light pull to get an understanding of real-time projects. So he's like building stuff, telling robots what to do and stuff like that.
You know who's
and I was surprised that it was all Indian children.
That's who's into all of these things. He going to China and Japan, all these, and like you say, India. That they're into that. And let me tell you, there's one black guy from New Orleans. By the way, he's Anthony Mackie's. The actor Anthony Mackie's brother, Dr. Calvin Mackie. He's big in STEM. They have a program called STEM NOLA. Just look him up, Dr. Calvin Mackie. That's Anthony Mackie's brother. That's his oldest brother, and he's big and deep in the STEM. He's a former college professor at Georgia Tech and Tulane and all these different schools, and he started a program down in New Orleans. He's getting young blacks into STEM. He's getting just getting black people in STEM programs.
Wait,
Because
you
he said
said
not
Anthony
everybody's going to be athletes.
Mackie?
Hmm?
You said Anthony Mackie's brother?
Yeah, Anthony Mackie's brother. Yeah, Dr. Calvin Mackey. Yeah, that's
About
Anthony
the
Mackie's
actor, right?
brother. They're from New Orleans. Yeah, the actor. Yeah, they're from New Orleans. And this is his Anthony Mackie's brother, Dr. Calvin Mackey. He's big into STEM. He's a former college
Well,
professor at Georgia Tech and Tulane, those different schools. Yes.
I just didn't know, like, these young, like, Whitley is talking about most of her coworkers. What do they look like? They're Indian, and I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
that's
that's because at the age of 8, they over here learning how to code and build projects at the age of 8. By the time they
Well,
hit
you
12,
got to
13,
remember,
they're
you
creating
got to
stuff.
remember about the people of the East Indians now. The highest number of billionaires in Asia right now in India. America's economy grows 2.5 a year.
Yeah.
The Indian economy grows 7.2. So one of the stupidest things that your president did was call himself trying to extort the Indians by putting that tariff on them. That was so stupid because they are a world's player.
Yeah.
They are big time. But they've always put, one of the things the Indians look at Americans say, why do you do this? Is that when you talk to in the Indian school, the teacher is the highest you go. They don't understand the whole concept of a principal. They don't understand that. And I've talked to him
Yeah,
about it.
Major B. Inbox me on Facebook. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's called Moonpreneur. So he's just literally which the Canva, which I utilize for all my like graphics and stuff, Braxton already uses that and plays with that. So they did that on Thursdays. But on Tuesday, I was like, you know what? It's interesting how like some of these things that when we talk about investing in our children and what it takes to set them up for success, that these things are it's hidden in plain sight, right? Because if I hadn't missed it, it was like on Facebook, it was like a Facebook ad. It's hidden in plain sight, and it's nothing but Indian children in there learning about
Hey, Tom,
STEM.
hold up just a minute. Let me go get this book. I'm gonna show this to you. Just hold right there. I'll be right back.
But they said that Trump has destroyed the farming program, the farmers, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, they want to bail out.
It. All
they
of
want to bail out.
This one white farmer said that a third of all sales of soy goes to China. And by this time, they would already have all of their orders from China already
I'm back.
like settled. Like however much soy they're supposed to send to China, it would already be on the books. And he said that they have no orders from China at this time.
Remember, they also sent China beef. Those Midwestern farmers, they sent China beef.
Hey, here's a book here. I want to tell you about you. Well, we were just talking about different topics tonight. That's a great book right here. This is interesting right here. I ordered this book. I just stumbled up on it online.
Republicans and the Transformation of the GOP.
Yeah, I've been reading that book. It's quite interesting.
So, Mr. Ford, when you were talking about the famine and stuff that was coming, I was like, dang, this might be what he's talking about. Because I want to say Donald Trump tried to reverse or keep the black farmers from getting money. Now the white farmers are looking for a bailout as well.
That's a great book.
Well, I'll always remember the day of September 3rd, 2025. That was when the Chinese showed off all that military hardware, but that was not the number one thing they were discussing. The number one thing that they were discussing was the destruction of the American dollar. They want the American dollar to be destroyed. And that's what the meeting was about. Now, he showed off all of that military hardware, but that wasn't the number one thing they convened on. The number one thing they convened on was the destruction of the American dollar.
Yeah. Yes,
well, they've done it.
Strange
Gas
times.
prices is raising. It's I think gas is almost $3 here, where it has been like, gas prices.
Everything is going to go up. The American dream is over. They've already told you the average, in the past, people could buy houses in their 20s. You're going to see people, if they buy houses, it'll be in their late 30s, early 40s. The American dream is over.
Yes, it's been some strange times,
yeah, he was he's presiding over the economic destruction of this country. That's what he was put in there for.
Just like he's destroyed his business interests. That's what's happening with the country.
Yeah, that's everything he touches, he sets it on fire. If you go back and read his history, everything he touches, he destroys it.
Yeah.
Didn't Nebraska vote red?
All of them voted for him.
Yeah,
all of them voted for him.
Yeah,
listen, the biggest chump in the world is these MAGA people. He used them like a $2 prostitute.
Oh, and they're catching it.
Wait a minute, Mr.
He used them like a what?
He used them MAGA people like a $2 prostitute. And now they hate him, and all they on YouTube talking about they regret it, they voted for him and all that stuff.
Yeah. It sounds like, hey, Mr. Ford.
He pretended to be a man of the people, and now he's letting you know he takes orders from Wall Street. I told y'all that this summer.
Mr. Ford, this is a throwback to Ron Wilson Reagan back in the 1980s with Reaganomics.
He's a snake oil salesman. That's what he is. He's a snake oil salesman. But the reason he was able to do that is because the American public is so dumb. You got to understand, the American public is one of the most misled publics in the world. You can tell the average American anything and they'll believe it. The average American right now cannot find Nicaragua on the map. They can't find it.
Yeah. Crazy.
And that's the thing. GOP controls more than 80 of the top 100 agricultural districts. So why would you in California, they some of the Republicans there, they were voting for the $150 billion in cuts to Medicaid, and now most of their hospitals are being shut down.
Yeah.
It's
21% of black males voted for Trump. Somebody explain that.
I told my father that. I said, hey, that's who supported Trump. Because you want to keep that masculine, masculinity side. It votes for Trump. Black males and Hispanic males, and they want to keep them about the macho.
The Hispanics was up there talking about we voting for Donald Trump, and then the next week he was deporting them.
Yeah,
down in Miami, they were singing we voted for Donald Trump, and then the next week he said, then the next week ICE was deporting them out the country.
Yeah, that's what happened. They're keeping that macho thing. That's why they didn't vote for Kamala Harris, because they want the macho thing.
If you want to know actually where and what this country is doing, you got to study Peter Thiel. You got to study the one that owned them electric cars. What's his name?
Talking about Elon Musk.
See, them the people that he sold out to. That's why I tell you. See, we think that the government is in D.C. The real government is Wall Street. That's who make all the decisions. The banking families, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Mellons. Those are the real leaders. Go back and read Taylor Caldwell, Captains and the King. He said 12 families run the world. They determine what wars are going to be fought.
Boy. Mr. Ford, that's what I was doing. I was finding a lot of these books during the summer, and what you're just talking about, it's interesting what you're talking about, these different families. I see all these books out there. That's why I found myself up here reading during the summer.
Yeah. Remember,
Well,
like
they
I said,
said that
read
soy
Taylor Caldwell.
Okay.
is going in. Farmers are up in arms
Yeah, they want
because
to bail out. The soy
they don't
farmers,
have
they want to bail out.
it. They had to. It says farmers were in a very dire situation ahead of harvest. 0 soybean orders from China, historically the largest buyer. So China kind of did a Uno reverse, right? Like,
Well, what
okay,
China's China, see, listen, you got a clown. China's playing chess. So what China's trying to do right now, they're going around, especially in Asia and Africa, even with the Europeans, they're trying to isolate the American economy. And that's what they were. That what's his name? She them are brilliant right now. Whether we want to accept it or not, China is the most powerful country in the world. Okay. But they are isolating America. And remember what I just told you. They met September the 3rd. China showed off all their military hardware. That was not the main mission of that meeting. The main mission was to destroy the American dollar. They don't want the American dollar to be the world currency anymore.
That's true. Is that the reason why you're getting all this stuff like Bitcoin and all these different things?
Yeah. They're telling people not to use the American dollar.
Yeah.
It says that the implications extend far beyond individual farms. Agriculture contributes $9.5 trillion to the U.S. economy annually, representing 18.7% of total national economic output. The agricultural sector directly and indirectly supports over 1 million American jobs, with soybean exports alone generating more than 231,000 jobs across farming, manufacturing, transportation, and related industries. It trickles down to our rural communities, which, a lot of rural communities are already poor. Every 1 billion in U.S. agriculture exports supports approximately 6,000 jobs. Soybean and corn bulk exports alone support over 212,520 jobs. And mind you, he done went and gathered up a lot of those folks that do the picking and stuff, and he done sent them back to wherever they came from.
And that stuff is just they can't find anyone to pick it, and like I thought what Bill Maher said on his show, he said who's gonna go and pick who's gonna go and do it? So he said nobody. He said a lot of these people now. They said the Mexicans, they're the ones who are gonna do the work. Said people here in America, a lot of them, they're not gonna do that hard work.
Just remember, 85% of all the oil in the world tonight is on the bricks. 85% of all of the oil in the world today is on the bricks.
Yeah, we're not picking cotton for $20 a day.
No, people there. That's what Bill Maher was talking
about.
And
those folks not even getting paid $20 a day. They'll be lucky if they probably making $7 to $8 an hour. My people perish for the lack of knowledge. Ain't that what it says, Mr. Ford?
Yep. Yes, that's what it says.
So we're gonna see how this. We're gonna be monitoring the.
I think that's Hosea 4 and 6, and
yeah, but so the housing market is collapsing in the South.
Yeah.
Agriculture is collapsing.
Yeah.
There's a war on education. All you can do is pray.
You see who's over education, and this person has no experience from the wrestling world. The man, the former owner
the
wrestling.
biggest clown is that Kennedy guy. Now that's the clown.
And like I said, Vince McMahon's wife have her education.
Robert Kennedy Jr. What's his name?
Robert Kennedy Jr. Yeah, his sister real put out. Yeah, his sister's real put out with him. Yeah, that Kennedy family is they really disown him. They don't want anything to do with him.
Ooh, he's undoing and dismantling the
Yeah.
CDC
Yeah, what
saying
he's
that.
inviting is another pandemic.
Well,
So when we
they
get,
said that they
that's what
already
he's
have
doing.
COVID. They said
Yeah,
COVID
that's what I'm
is
saying.
back.
He's inviting another pandemic.
Yeah, you
But
see this
speaking
old
of
guy. You see this guy's over there. They're in Florida. This black guy. That in DeSantis, DeSantis administration with health. He's crazy. He's just as crazy as DeSantis. I forgot the guy's name. Black guy in Florida. Oh boy, he talking crazy.
well, speaking of Robert Kennedy, Jr., I had seen a report from I think it was WWT. They reported on it, but they saying that the Kennedy family is calling for him to resign
Yeah.
from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his sister's real put out with him.
Oh yeah.
So y'all
But
be
he ain't no.
careful when y'all go to these
Everybody in
games now.
listen. Everybody in that cabinet is some kind of a clown.
Oh
Everybody,
yeah,
starting with Trump, all of them are clowns.
That's been a clown show.
Yeah, that's what it is. But what
Yeah,
his true intention is probably to destroy the economy of this country. He gonna do it. They're gonna destroy this. See, what he's gonna do is make sure the 1% got all the money and the rest of the people are dead poor. That's what they're working on.
you're seeing it in these countries. That's what we see in North Korea and all these places. Yeah.
So just I know we were talking about Chuck was talking about health. Y'all be careful out in these during homecoming and at these games. You're gonna be coming into contact with thousands of people. Listen, if you don't feel good, stay at home and watch TV and watch the game on TV.
Yeah, that's why you have
And
HBCU
don't
going
forget,
TV.
listen. One of the things we've got to look at is that we've got to all go back to start planting our own food. We can't get around that because these people are poisoning this food. You got to go back to start planting your own food, okay? Because these people are poisoning your food. That's what they do. They're poisoning your food. These corporations are putting poison in your
Yeah,
food.
the Florida
They
Surgeon
got
General.
chemtrails.
That guy's crazy.
Yeah, you just gonna have to start.
Thanks
We're
for
gonna
that,
have to start
GB.
back. Everybody have their own garden. Plant your own food.
I gotta move where I'm at because I can't plant nothing over here.
Yeah, that
In
Surgeon General in Florida.
Simone, I live in an apartment complex. We ain't got a lot of grass over here. That's why I said I gotta move so I can go somewhere where there's a lot of grass where I can plant something.
Man, you gotta get those but do it in a bucket.
Listen, Mr. Mona, I've enjoyed it. Listen, everybody, y'all have a good night.
Yes,
Hey,
everybody have a
All right,
good night.
Mr. Ford.
appreciate the
We'll
class,
see you,
Mr. Ford.
All right, y'all
Yeah.
have a great one.
see you back on
All right, you take
Thursday.
care.
We running right behind you, Mr. Ford.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
about to get out of here
Hearts and
myself.
minds clear.
No, not really.
What's on your mind that you need to clear up?
Not nothing to clear up, you know.
Ooh, they got chickens and turkeys at the house.
Oh, not 15 chickens.
Yes.
Making me hungry.
Oh Lord.
They
Boy,
get them chickens and turkeys ready for the for November.
Hey, include me in the number. Shut up and bump. Hey, yeah.
But I just want to tell everybody, thank y'all for tuning in to my channel and subscribing and watching and everything.
I did subscribe, Jay.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I subscribe to your channel.
And also thank y'all for tuning in and subscribing to SheLovesThee as well.
Yeah.
Follow the ticker at the bottom, like, comment, subscribe, share, and join the channel. We gotta help each other out here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and I was approved for the game this weekend as well.
Congratulations. That means we will be seeing some content
right.
live and direct from JTV.
I just gotta see if I'm actually gonna be going because my job actually scheduled me to work Saturday, so I gotta see what I can do.
You live in Jackson, Jay?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I live in Macomb.
Bread, a case
You
of
live in
water,
Macomb.
and some
Okay, I forgot you did tell me you live in Macomb. Okay.
on
Yeah, I've
some
been to Macomb.
bread.
I've been to Macomb going to Greensburg, Louisiana. My mother's sister was down there, living down in Greensburg, Louisiana, not far from 40 miles from Baton Rouge in St. Helena Parish. And Greensburg, Louisiana, we used to go there a lot to visit. And Hammond is not far from there where Southeastern is. And yeah, New Orleans is on the way. Yeah, we made many trips that way to Macomb and Brookhaven. Yes.
You say you spending $30 on bread, a case of water, and slime, whatever that. How much your water is? Like for one case, and then a loaf of bread, or did you buy like 5 loaves of bread?
Oh,
5 loaves of bread, 2 fish, like the biblical days.
Hammond, Louisiana. Oh yeah, strawberry. Yeah, that's strawberry country. Yeah, Hammond, Louisiana. They known for strawberry. That's why they call it Stadium, Strawberry Stadium at Southeast.
Years, I gotta go back down there.
Strawberry country. Yeah. Yeah, Tangipahoa Parish. Yeah.
Harrison bread, 2 loaves. Okay, well, you being bougie over there talk about 30 talking about artisan. You better go get you some of that dollar bread.
Oh, you gotta get that great value.
Dollar bread.
No, I usually get the bread when it's buy one, get one free. But then again, you just, some people are just like, let's not eat bread. 5 loaves and 2 fish.
Hey, even like biblical times, bread and fish. Yeah,
anything.
The biblical times.
I mean, what do they call them? Hoe cakes. Have you ever heard of a hoe cake?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
A hoe cake.
Yeah.
Nephew, that might be beyond your time. I might be showing my age. Talk about some hoe cake. Listen, as long as you
I remember.
Water.
I'm older than you are. I know it.
Cornmeal.
Hey, I know about it.
What is it? What is it? Cornmeal.
I forgot. I'll be 50 in November. I remember all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, some of the elderly people making
I ain't got
a
no
little sugar in there.
We got a corner market though.
Put a little bit of sugar in there, and then you can eat it with some jelly.
Yeah.
Oh, Brandy talking about some air pies. Air pies. I've never heard of it. I have never heard of air pies.
Air pies?
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
Air pies. Okay. Is that another Patti LaBelle pie?
Water pie.
Now what is a water pie? Okay, see.
Air pie and water pie. I don't know if that's just you go to bed hungry or what. You drink you some water.
Yeah, see, they being funny. Now, what is this bread you was talking about? What's that? Let me look that up.
Oh, that's right. You better clip you some coupons.
There you go with these coupons.
I've been saying it for years. Yes, you better clip some coupons.
Oh yeah.
Now, what's the name of this bread again, so I can look this up? So I see what you're talking
Artisan bread. It sounds like something real fancy and.
No, not that. I'm talking about that bread you was talking about.
I
was talking about just cornmeal, water, and a little bit of sugar.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that what's the name of that cake you was talking about?
Oh, hoe cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, look up hoe cake.
Like I said, I remember.
Is that a southern thing?
Yeah.
Isn't that a southern thing? See, Brandy was trying to be funny talking about basically.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Oh, it's spelled whole. Oh wow, that's crazy.
She said you better clip your coupons out. Hey, I remember those. I know those sales paper. My parents go to the grocery store. They're gonna have those sales papers with them, looking at it.
We are gonna monthly. We're gonna start doing a little segment called "Feed My Family" for two or 3 days. See, I knew I wasn't tripping. There is such thing called a hoe cake.
Yeah.
It's old school. My grandma used to.
Oh,
great grandma.
Yeah, that goes back. Yeah.
Like pancakes. That's what I was talking about. They look like pancakes. Like I know they're not pancakes, but they look like them.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all talking about that? Oh, I know what that is.
Yeah, people.
Venus
Oh yeah,
over
Some
there
of them make it
talking
during
about
the.
some.
I'm
They
back
make it during the holidays. I remember back during those times. They make it during the holidays.
Whitley said she
Not
can't
like
do
a
great value. She can't do great
man,
value.
look. Willie got
You got
technology money, so of
A
course you know
great
she gonna.
value.
said you guys got too much dip on your chip. She can't do the. She'd rather go out with no bread at all and be hungry than have great value bread. Like
Look,
she said, you better coupon.
Willie got that engineering money, so we know she do it big over there. I need a job, by the way. But okay.
$9 for okay, so I wasn't tripping. So I go to the farmers market and they were cheaper to get like your and better quality to get your beef from the farmers market. I asked them how
That's
much the a pound of hamburger was, and they said $11. I was like,
ooh,
$11.
tariffs. That's tariffs.
And then the pot roast was like $30. I'm like, hold up, why does this stuff cost so much?
Well, tariffs. I'm just putting it out there. I can imagine Mr. Ford would say that tariffs.
Big Dog said he bought his Tesla before Elon went crazy.
Oh yeah.
He don't spend money on gas.
Energy. That takes energy still. They said energy prices are going up back up too.
Man, look. Whitley said she make her bread from scratch. She bougie.
Ooh, from
Bougie.
scratch. My mom had a bread maker.
So my grandma used to make fresh biscuits every morning. God rest her soul.
Yeah, making it from scratch. I never did get them scratch. People going and get those old pop. I don't know those real actual biscuits. Those hungry Jack biscuits.
Oh yeah, them
Pop the
Pillsbury
can.
Doughboy biscuits.
Pillsbury,
Pop-
yeah, Pillsbury and all that. Yeah, you get the cinnamon roll.
Yeah, cinnamon rolls, the
Yeah,
honey biscuits, the
yeah. Pop the can. Yeah.
Isn't the Great Value shrimp radioactive? Wait a minute, radioactive shrimp.
yeah. So yeah, they
Radioactive.
did. Yeah, they did bring yeah, there was a report saying that they recalling a bunch of Great Value shrimp because it might be
Yeah, I heard.
radioactive.
I think I heard that my old crazy. This old. It's not my. But a U.S. senator from Louisiana, John Kennedy, was saying something about talking about what it does to you and that shrimp. He crazy anyway. Oh, crazy John Kennedy, not yeah. The U.S. senator from Louisiana. Oh boy, he was talking about that shrimp on the floor. I didn't know what in the world he was talking about.
Oh my bad.
Somebody tell
Willie
me.
said she don't make them from scratch.
Mm.
She said, I ain't making nothing from scratch. Don't put that on me. She said, I am not Martha Stewart.
No, I'm not any of those people. I'm not going out there doing that. I don't have the
Yeah, that's
patience
what they
for it.
said. Radioactive shrimp. Nah, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, you're right about Kennedy, man. Oh gosh.
Somebody said that family the
Yeah.
first.
You got to keep your head on the swivel. They even wasn't releasing recalls either. Just terrible. We are in trying times, y'all. We are in trying
Oh
times.
man.
Anyway, I'm gonna head up out of here. I will see you
Okay.
guys on Thursday.
All right. And it was
I don't know
nice
about
chatting
no
with you
Friday.
all.
I'll see y'all on Thursday because my son got a whole bunch of stuff to do on Friday.
Oh
I
man,
think you might.
I gotta work Thursday night, so I ain't gonna be able to make the show. But I'll be listening in on the replay.
Oh, is that why you try to get me to do it on Friday?
What do you do? Plant? What do you work? Plant work or some? Jay?
No, I work in a restaurant.
I work in a restaurant myself. Yeah, I work in a restaurant myself.
May the Lord
Yeah, I
watch.
do the same thing. Yeah.
Between me and
Oh, okay.
thee.
Yeah.
Do you know this one?
Yeah. One from another.
While we are absent.
While we
One
absent, one from another.
Y'all are slow.
In Jesus' name.
There
Yes,
we
we ask
go.
in Jesus' name. I remember that I came out. I remember out of the Baptist church. I came out of the Baptist faith. That's where I used to end.
Hey.
Yeah.
So I will see you guys on Thursday.
Man, hey, write a check your ass can cash, man. That's all I can say.
I've had some weary days and some sleepless nights. But when I look around, and I think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days. I don't care. The clouds hang low. I can hardly see the road. I ask the question, Lord. Lord, why so this day? But He knows one day from me. Although my weary eyes, they can't see. So I'll just say, thank you, Lord. I won't complain. But He is so good to me. He's been good to me. Better than this world I could ever be. He's been so good. But He knows one day from me. Although my weary eyes, they can't see. So I'll just say, thank you, Lord. I won't complain. But He is so good to me. He's been good to me. Better than this